Welcome to the New Normal Podcast, 2020 edition, where information and conversation leads to revelation. I am your host, Kevin D. Bradley. Man, I'm back. I am back. Took a break because I needed it. Took a break because I deserved it. Took a break because I needed to heal. Man, this episode is called Transparency. Transparency. That's what's lacking in our relationships, in our families, in our homes, in our marriages, in our jobs, in our leadership. Transparency. We tend to keep information that is valuable to the health and the future of one's decision to move forward intelligently, correctly. We tend to hide, keep, muzzle, bury the truth, the light. We are to shine. And one of those things in helping us shine as human beings is letting our light shine. Our light, being a light. There was a song that we used to sing when I was a little one. And it said, "This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine." Letting our light shine. What does that mean? I've been contemplating, I've been thinking, and kicking off this fresh, brand new episode, I have to say that this topic, transparency, should trend. It should trend because if we ever needed the truth or the light to be aware, to be guided, it's now. But before I give my synopsis, my opinion, my perspective, my revelation, because this is the New Normal Podcast 2020 edition, where information and conversation lead to revelation. I want to start with myself. I think that's a great place to start. The format hasn't changed, but I figured I'd catch everyone up. Last episode I did was about Father's Day. And want to talk about it. During that episode, yes, I am a father of three kids, of 3 kids. But I've had I've had and have father issues, mother issues, family issues. um, where do I start? One, my father, who I believe is my father, never signed my birth certificate. So imagine that for starters. Once I became of age and realized I became a father myself, how important, um, signing a birth certificate is. It says that you are legally the father of this child. But I had no father signature on my birth certificate, which led to a whole bunch of questions. So when I had the courage, I had a conversation with who I believe to be my father. And have y'all heard of the show How I Met Your Mother? Lord have mercy. So, mother was pregnant with me at the tender age of 15. And per his response, I understand why he may have not been there to sign the birth certificate. One, because find out my grandmother, my mother's mother, didn't want him there. And two, there were other potentials, to say the least. Other potentials, to say the least. Try to keep this as clean as possible. So, I had to deal with that. And it hurt. It hurt for a number of reasons, because you look back over your life and you see where those voided, empty times where you had to make decisions without the tutelage, the direction of a experienced male, which 9 out of 10 would be your father. I was without that. Hundreds of others, millions of others, I guess. But this ain't their story. This is mine. So let me speak. Also, that triggered some things as I continue to be a father to my children. Some things that I didn't want my children to experience. A lot of it had been pushed and driven by the holes I had in my relationship with my father, and the absence of my father being there. So, fast forward and let me take you to why I took time off to heal, and what caused this healing. So someone that I was connected to, birthday, it had came up, and I post happy birthday to that individual, and my birthday had passed just shortly, and this individual, my father, goes up under the post and tell this individual happy birthday. Oh, invisible salt in the daddy stab wound of my heart. Man, I'm 40 something years old, right? And you would think not, you know, even though me and my father are on cool terms as far as we communicate, we talk. He a good dude. He's a fun dude. I see where I get a lot of my charisma, and I understood some of the choices I made by meeting him, and why God delivered me from some things. I could understand it. It made a lot of sense when I first met him, which was not too long ago. For the first time, I was an adult. Oh well, for the second time, because I met him once. I think when I was like 8 or 9, briefly, and you know that was that's another story to be told. But um, yeah. So I'm looking at this. I said, this guy, this guy right here, man. This is unbelievable. How do you go by and wish somebody I'm connected to a happy birthday when you couldn't tell me happy birthday to your own son? So that was crazy to me. But uh, more crazier is how I felt. I didn't know that I would be affected by what may been an honest oversight, or forgot, or just the brother just didn't know. But I don't see how he couldn't. But it had me questioning a lot of things, and it had me, once I realized how I felt, I immediately had to heal, because my emotions and my heart was affected by the decision that um it may have been unintentionally. I don't think it was deliberately, but you know, if I'm your son, you got to remember my birthday, especially if I'm your firstborn son. So it had me questioning a lot of things, and my heart was really, 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 my emotions was in shambles. So because I just can't quit, because I got things to do, I got a family to raise, I got a household to lead. I was like, Lord, I gotta heal. I gotta heal, and healing is different from everyone. I don't think it's anyone else's responsibility for, they don't have the they don't possess the power for my healing. What I have discovered is that even if it's caused by the negligence of others, it happened here. I am I'm I'm going to get healed. Whether I'm not basing my healing on your apology or my expectations of you or any other person. I'm a heal. One of the amazing things about the body is that its ability to heal itself. So, one of the things I did to start the healing process was I acknowledged all the hurt that it caused. And I spoke about it, whether it was out loud, whether I spoke via pen, on a journal or notepad, or I talked to someone. I had to get what I may call a phase one out in the process of my healing. Because it's dangerous to have a wounded heart and keep patching up those wounds and not get the healing that is needed. You will become jagged edged. You will become bitter. You will become cynical in some ways. You will blame everyone or play the victim. Take on the role of victim mindset. And there's a lot of things, and with age and being honest, it brings when you're able to connect and accept truth. But oftentimes, there's no transparency, pair in C in our lives. There's no accountability in our lives, and we are not allowed to speak freely. Not that we're restricted in the areas of someone holding us back or not letting us speak, but we choose not to share our true emotions, our true feelings, and really get the healing that is required for us to move forward. So I'm healing. And that healing looks like a whole bunch of things. Meditating, going through what really hurt me, unpacking it, and allowing those feels to happen. Because I'm telling you, keep packing that stuff up. Keep packaging those hurt emotions. Keep ignoring the truth and allowing these relationships that needs truth spoken, transparency to happen, forgiveness to take place. It starts with the individual. So you can be free, because if I sit up here and wait on a apology that I might not ever get, man, I'm gonna be in a bad place. But I have to say this, and part 2 of this conversation will be happening very soon. Transparency. You've been listening to the New Normal Podcast 2020 edition, where information and conversation leads to revelation. I'm your host, Kevin D. Bradley. Part 2.